Hello and welcome back to more Dragon's Lair 3D Return to the Lair, where last time we finally descended into the titular dragon's lair, slayed Sins the Dragon, and revealed and uncovered a plot twist that our adventure isn't actually over yet. The Dragon's Lair was not the ending of the game, because Hollow had been deceiving us. Singe did not have Princess Daphne captive, someone else does. She's still hiding, or she's still being kept locked away somewhere in this castle, and our mission isn't over until we find her. But upon defeating Hollow, we were given a new ability, that being the Dragon Scale, which we can finally use to access a new area of the castle by jumping into that fire pit, because the Dragon Scale makes us immune to fire.
Well, I'm glad that's over.
Not lava, though. If I were to jump into that lava down there.
Strong as your armor is, it cannot protect you from lava.
Thank you for explaining what I was just talking about, Daphne. Yeah, so jumping into the lava down there is a big no-go, but so long as I'm in this fiery atmosphere down below the depths of the castle, and I have the Dragon Scale on, I'm safe. But the second I take it off, I don't die immediately, but my health does start to deteriorate rather quickly. Okay, so this area is really just a tutorial to teach you how to use the Dragon Scale, or maybe not how to use, but teach you how the Dragon Scale works. And you can just make a break for the exit if you want to, but I actually don't want to, because there's a health container over here on the right side that you can see, and perhaps more importantly, on the— hi there, buddy. How you doing? Let's take you out really quickly. On the left side of the— oh, you too, huh? Alright, fine. I won't deny you the chance of death. Thank you. Of course, he dropped arrows, and they're all the way up there. Lovely. Perhaps more importantly, on the far left side of the area, there are arrows waiting for us. And while we're doing good on steel arrows, fire arrows leave something to be desired. So I want to make sure I grab some extra fire arrows, which there were not many, but some, and some's better than none. So wanted to grab those. But yeah, once you're done exploring and grabbing all the things you want to in this area, you can head through into the next door. And it's another lava level. There's just two lava/fire themed levels back to back to get you acquainted with how the Dragon Scale works. And obviously this is still lava, so if I were to jump in here as the lava geyser goes out, that would still kill me. So it doesn't protect me from all types of burning substances, but the general fire and fiery atmospheres I'm safe from. But the lava down there, not so much. Also, mana container in that little passageway right there, which you're definitely going to need, because as you can see, Dragon Scale maybe doesn't drain particularly quickly in isolation, but when you keep using a Dragon Scale for an extended period of time, and when you factor it on top of all the other abilities that we're going to need to be using, because in this one section, we only need to use the Dragon Scale. We don't need any of these other things for this specific level. But now that we have 4 of these, and the Dragon's Ring of Power, which makes it 5, they're gonna start stacking on top of each other really quickly. Also, treasures hiding around this corner. Make sure you grab all of them before you head on. They're all right here, and then there's one around that corner, as you saw. So they're all nicely tucked into the same area to make it very easy for you. And from here, it's just a few simple platforming challenges to get to the end of the level. And like I said, this sort of very heavy lava-themed geyser is not going to be consistent for the rest of the game. The rest of the game is not going to devolve into purely lava levels. It's just here to get you acquainted with the functionality of Dragon Scale, which is nice. It gets you used to a new mechanic before throwing you into the lion's den and expecting you to be able to deal with it on top of all the other essences, which is great. And now we've arrived at our next hub world, but first, run onto the stairs, pull out your crossbow, turn around, and one fire arrow shot will take out the spider. Nice and easy. Also, don't need the Dragon Scale anymore, so I'll go ahead and take that off. But what I will do is, once you reach the top of these stairs, turn to the left, step onto this little conspicuously placed staircase right here, then grab this invisible ledge, or at least very well concealed ledge, and then if you drop and roll in here, you can grab yourself another heart container. Which you're gonna want, because the game's gonna start to get a bit tougher in this as we start approaching the end game right here. Now then, this is gonna be, like I said, our next hub world. Not quite as, maybe not, okay, not hub world, sorry, hub level. You know, the likes of the castle depths and the impossible room. Sadly, not quite as interesting as the impossible room, but that's a very high bar. This is much more in the style of the castle depths, where it's just pretty basic layout, some simple doors to choose from, but there are some secrets that will be uncovered a bit later that make it slightly more interesting, but still can't top the impossible room. That's an impossible task. Anyway, when you're ready to proceed, you head through this door right here, and we're gonna enter the smithy section of the game in pursuit of our 6th and final Dragon's Essence.
Smithy statues are immune to all but fire.
Should mention, though, just because it's going to be the 6th and final Dragon Essence does not mean that we are approaching the end of the game. We still have a bit of a ways to go, and there are going to be things that we need to collect after we, or I guess one main thing we need to collect after we get the final Essence. But I won't spoil it for you if you don't already know. Alright, so you want to hit the switch right here, which will cause some dragons to spawn into the room. But they're no match for us when we have some arrows to work with, and we can find more in this barrel right here. Still don't want to waste the flame arrows, though, so we'll shoot him once with a steel arrow, and then once with, twice with a flame arrow to finish you off, unless I can't aim properly. Okay, did not mean to lose that much health in that encounter, but fortunately we have plenty of health potions, so I'll go ahead and drink one of them right there. Yeah, really didn't think I would take that long to kill those two guys, but oh well. Alright, so now what you want to do, as you can see, the hole in the... It's not quite clear what's going to happen here, but it does seem obvious that the game wants you to stand where the spotlight is shining, and it's clearly indicated on the floor where that spotlight is, so you want to stand toward the middle of it to be safe. Pretty much anywhere in the spotlight you'll be safe, but still, it's better safe than sorry, and you want to stand as close to the middle as you possibly can. And then we're going to use a steel arrow here. We don't want to waste the flame arrows on this to activate the switch, and... down comes the wall. That is why you wanted to stand in the spotlight, because if you didn't, you would have been crushed by the wall if you stood literally anywhere else. And the game kind of tries to help you out, because really the best place you can stand to hit that target is right here. So there are multiple ways in which the game guides you along your way to help you figure out that's the best course of action. Anyway, I mentioned this is the smithy section.
The smithy uses magical fire to enchant weapons. Maybe you can use it on your sword.
As Daphne just said, the smithy use magical fire to enchant weapons, and as she explained when we walked through the doors, the smithies are immune to all but fire. So what we can use is our sword. We can attack this little fire pit with our sword to light it on fire, and then use the fire sword to attack the smithies. But it will take 2 hits from a flame sword to take him out. So yeah, the smithy, I should have demonstrated, I'll demonstrate to you the next time we see a smithy. They can't be damaged by anything that is not a sword on fire. So keep that in mind moving forward. And I promise, it won't always be as cumbersome as having to manually find a fire pit to attack them. But I'll show you what I mean at the end of the video. For now, you want to make sure you hit this switch and then turn around and hit this other switch. You gotta knock those 2 things down, because without them, you won't be able to solve the puzzle to get through this room. So take care of that. Then, you want to light your sword on fire and immediately run into this next room. And I might not be able to do this because I think I might be out of time. I'm going to try anyway. First things first is you want to light up this fire. Yeah, I figured I was going to be. I figured I was going to be too slow because I didn't trigger the cutscene first, but that's fine. We got all the time in the world. Whirlwind Sword of Power. Uh-oh, okay, that's not good. That's not good. He dodged that one. All right, give me some steel arrows. We have plenty of steel arrows to burn, so I'm going to use 3 of those and then 1 of you. 3 steel arrows and 1 flame arrow. Let's try that again. Now that we trigger the cutscene, activate flame sword mode, and then make a beeline straight for the end here. Now, you can activate the fire pit, but if you're fast enough, you actually have just enough time to activate all 3 torches. And by activate, I mean light all 3 torches. That being that you need to run through, just run a straight line, and swing your sword at each torch station to light it up. You're supposed to light the fire pit here first, to make sure you have a consistent fire source to go back to, and it's probably what I recommend doing if you're newer to the game. But if you're fast enough, you can do it all in one continuous stroke without needing to light this fire pit. And the reason I don't like to light the fire pit is because doing so activates this smithy and causes them to come to life. So if I can at all avoid doing that, I would like to. Anyway, now that this little passageway is open, or this little alcove is open again, we can hit that switch to move the wooden log ever so slightly closer to the connection points. And then we'll climb the ladder up here. But before we move any further, there's actually a hidden treasure in this room. This room has plenty of sneakily hidden treasures. Now, if you don't get them on your first trip, that's okay, because this room actually also functions as a sort of mini hub within the larger hub, and that way we'll come back to this room after playing through a series of a couple levels. So, there's that, I suppose. But yeah, if you fly out onto this ledge, you can grab yourself a crown. Very, very sneakily hidden. A lot of very sneaky treasures waiting for you in this room. And you don't need to burn the mana to fly back. If you want to, you can just drop down and climb up the ladder, but I don't. Yeah, we have plenty of mana to spare. We've got all the mana containers. We got some mana potions. Not many, though. I'd like to have more mana potions in this, but Oh well. Like I said, I didn't do as great a job of conserving them as I would have liked to. But we'll make do. We will make do. We just gotta play our cards right for the rest of the game. And that's the last lever you need to hit to raise the cage, rotate the platform, and allow you full access over the Smithy Forge, which is what this room is called. It's called the Smithy Forge. Now there's 2 treasures and a goblet waiting for you out there. If you get a running start, you can run and jump to it. If you don't want to risk that platform jump, then you can also just equip the dragon wings and fly your way over here. No reason you can't do that if you have the mana to do so. Now, this is kind of annoying because, oh, I guess we're going for this one first. There's 2 treasures you need to drop down and fly to get, but you can't get them both. Actually, let's see if I can. Let's see if I can get this other one. Actually, okay, I think I can get it. Sometimes you can't, if you don't have enough mana, you can't fly between both ledges here to get both treasures without having to restart, but looks like I had just enough mana to make the trip work. And that is everything in this room. All treasures collected. As you can see, they went out of the way to hide a lot of them on very sneaky places on top of there, underneath the walkway there, around the corner in this room. They're getting a little sneakier with where they're hiding the treasures, and one of my favorite treasures in the game, in terms of how cleverly it's concealed from the player, is actually coming up in the very next level we're going to play in just a moment, so that excites me greatly. And speaking of which, let's go head through here. And the good thing about this next room is that as soon as we spawn in, we get a free health potion and a free mana potion. So before we do anything else, I'm going to hop up here. I said I'm going to hop up here, where the knights down there can't get me. And I'm going to drink both a mana potion and I'm going to drink a health potion. So that, okay, well, I guess we're going to drink the health potion later. Guess we're drinking the health potion later. I didn't want to fall off. It's fine. The gold knights have a lot more health than the standard knights, but we still took them out. Alright, health potion. Drink. Now, activate the catapults to break open the entryway to the rest of the level, but also crossbow time. I didn't want to miss that. Steel arrows for both of you. And a flame arrow to the head if I don't miss. I didn't mean to miss. Why am I so bad at aiming? I know the lock-on feature's there, but I just tend to not use it because I'm using a mouse and keyboard, so my aiming is much more precise. Well, at least it should be. But my aiming seems to be actually rather crap today, so maybe I should be using the lock-on feature. And not assuming that I can actually aim properly. Okay, this room has one of my favorite treasures in the game. But I'm not going to show you what it is first, because we got smithies to battle. So, let me just show you here. Nothing, you can't harm smithies with anything. You can't harm them with any arrows. Ow, okay. Let me get the dragon spirit out. Let's play it safe. Just a little bit of health, don't need much, don't need to waste too much. Arrows do nothing. The only way to attack is with the flame sword. Well, this takes 2 hits. Yeah, it's a little bit annoying to have to do this every time a smithy comes in, but this is only temporary, I promise you. There will be a much more permanent way of acquiring a flame sword by the end of this video. You can probably guess what it is, but if you don't know, I wouldn't dare spoil it for you. I think I hit him while lighting my sword on fire. Finally. So, you may notice that this fireplace right here, or this chimney rather, is on fire, and these two are not, despite them being exactly the same. So what happens if we use our fire arrows, which we know can light these sorts of things, as we use them to light torches in the Lizard King's boss, to light these 2 chimneys? The answer is, it opens up to reveal a mana container, and to reveal a bundle of treasures. I really like that one. Really like it, because they're not just hidden around the corner or in a barrel or something like that. They actually have a little bit of creative thinking to access these, so it's neat. There's a few of those in the game that require you to really flex your muscles, or flex your cerebral muscles a little bit. And all of them are very good. Big fan of treasure placement in this game. Now, for arcade fans, I present to you, or I guess arcade game fans, the Rolling Ballroom. One of the most infamous set pieces from the arcade version of this game, and a lot harder than it is in the arcade version, because in the arcade version, you just press down, and then 1 up at the very end. But in the console/PC version, it's a bit more of a task, as I'll demonstrate to you. So, I'm gonna go ahead and put on the Dragon Spirit. Should I do that? No. Let me drink a health potion instead. Just so I can get up to max, and then I'll put on the Dragon Spirit in case I take any damage here. So, the idea here is just gonna be to run for the hills. Run for the hills, and do your best to dodge the balls, which requires some stopping and starting, so that you don't run into them. Because obviously, if you stop and start too much, then the big ball will catch up to you and flatten you, so you don't want to be doing that. But if you don't stop and start at all, then the other balls will hit you and you'll deal damage there. As you can see, I made that look somewhat easy, but it's because I have experience with it, and I kind of know when you need to stop and when you don't have to stop. But so for a new player, it might take some... I did not mean to run into that. Probably shouldn't talk about how I make things look easy right before I run into the giant hammer. That might not be the best play, but yeah, I've seen new people struggle with that, but it just takes a bit of getting used to really read what the proper timing is for how to dodge the balls. But definitely a lot more. Damn it! I thought I could roll underneath it in time, but I guess not. Definitely a bit more mechanically intensive than what the arcade version offers. Okay, almost fell to my death there. Didn't want that to be happening. Nice. Made it past it this time. I think rolling was the mistake. I wanted to go for a cool cinematic shot by rolling underneath the hammer as it spawned in, or as it came down rather, but I think the time it took to enter the rolling animation actually slowed me down somewhat, which is unfortunate. Anyway, another sort of chimney-style puzzle where there's smithies guarding 3 fireplaces, I guess not chimneys, fireplaces, chimneys, whatever you want to call them, around the area. And in order to open the door, we need to light all 3 of them with our fire sword. So here's what we need to do. First, grab the treasure on the wall right here. That marks a total of 87 of 87 treasures so far. Then, light your sword on fire. Light the one in the middle first and foremost, because it's much more convenient to be able to use the fire pit that's centralized to the three fireplace locations than it is to use that one. Then, of course, you want to defeat all the smithies. Lighting the fire pit will activate the first one, and then with each smithy you defeat, it will cause another one to activate as well. Once they're all clear, the order I recommend is going to be to run for the one in the back first, then run back to the middle one, and then back there, so it'll put us right by the exit. So, run to hit this one, swing, run to hit this one, swing, and then run to hit the one at the front, swing. The door is now open. You can stick around to take these guys out if you so choose to, which I will, because why not? Meet the wrath of my flaming whirlwind sword of power! Nice. For as powerful as you may think the standard whirlwind sword of power is, gets even more devastating when you combine it with the fact that your sword is on fire. So that's cool. We'll have a look at potions. We're gonna get another health potion soon, so I'll use one now. Because I definitely want my health to be doing pretty well for this next section. This next section being the Smithy Maze, which is quite the task to complete. You got 3 minutes to make your way through this maze, which is filled with many traps and obstacles, such as this one right here. Roll to not get hit by that protruding piston thing. Then, eyeball on the ground, activate the Dragon Eye to reveal a hidden passageway, which contains a goblet and some extra health and mana. And there's more treasures hidden along the way. Actually getting through the maze itself, honestly, is not that bad. Once you just gotta know the signs. So, green arrow, didn't want to roll. Green torch equals toxic. If I go back down there, I'm gonna be I'm gonna be choked to death with toxic gas. Red means fire. If I run down here, I'm gonna be burned alive. So, red means bad, green means bad, yellow means neutral, because that's the color of all the other torches along the area. So, if you know those chips, you can actually make your way through the maze pretty efficiently. Because it may seem random as to what the correct way to go is, and if it was, I wouldn't like this level at all because I don't like mazes. I've never liked a challenge that can be boiled down to just hold left or hug the left wall to win. But that's not what the case is here because the torches actually indicate to you what the correct direction is to go. And also, hi buddy, can you not, pal? Thanks, appreciate it. There's a little eye on the wall here, which gives you access to another secret passageway, which gives you not only some extra treasures, but also a bit of a shortcut, which I kind of need because I wasted a bit of time explaining things, so it's gonna be a little close. But yeah, getting through the maze isn't really that bad if your only objective is just to beat the level. It's collecting all the treasures that can take some time to do. Even if you know where they are, it can definitely slow you down a lot, especially one coming up ahead that I'll show off when we get there. It's right down there, actually. It's right at the end of this hallway. So what we're gonna do right here is we are going to run and jump on top of this fire pit with the dragon scale equipped, then run and jump onto this ledge right here. That's the hard way to do it. If you want to do it the safe way, you can equip the dragon's wing and just fly out here from right there. But I don't really have time to do that because I kind of wasted a lot of time explaining things. So I gotta do things risky and quickly, which is why I have the dragon scale equipped. Green bad, yellow good. Move this way. Keep dragon scale on to run through the flames, then quickly switch to the dragon's wing to fly across the gap. Then as soon as you drop down, switch to the dragon scale again to run through the flame. Jump to the left here so you have enough time to get a roll going. Roll underneath here. Yellow is good. Means we go this way. And this, you'll notice also a difference between these line heads and this one. Ow! Those more definitively yellow ones are good. This one is not good. And speaking of not good, we are cutting it extremely close. We have 15 seconds to spare, so run to the end of the hallway as far as you can until the path drops out from underneath you, then switch to the dragon's wing, and fly to the exit as quickly as you can. Please don't shoot me out of the air, and we made it. Just in the nick of time, we made it. With 2 seconds to spare, we made it just in time. He just killed himself. Great. Yeah, so, it's ordinarily... oh, okay, he didn't... Oh, right, fire dragon, immune to fire. Duh, obviously. Oh. That's mean. I shouldn't have stuck around. I shouldn't have gotten cocky. I wanted to stick around to take out the dragon link. I should have just run for the exit. Ah, well. I honestly did not even notice my health was that low. Didn't even pay attention to it. I did not realize how little health I had left. But also, that was a much better run. As you can see, if you know what you're doing, you can make it to the end with almost a full minute left to spare. Honestly, I probably could have even done a bit better with some of my routing there and cutting corners and optimization, things like that. But point is, you know your stuff, you know the routing, you can blow through that level in way less time than you need to beat it. But I slowed down to explain some things, so I didn't get to get as good a time as I wanted. And I really should have just... I'm annoyed at myself for not just running to the exit. For slowing down to try to actually kill the guys. Anyway, double checking. We have 91 of 91 treasures. We are good to go so far. Like I said, we were able to... We returned to the Smithy Forge, so if at any point during this level you missed any of the collectibles, you can come back and get them. And now it's time to use the key we got from the Smithy Maze to open up the boss store to go fight the Master Smithy and acquire our 6th and final Dragon's Essence. Open up the boss doors and inside we go. Another section that arcade enthusiasts will remember. The section where we have to use our sword to block 2 of the weapons, but not the anvil. You can block everything except the anvil. The anvil you gotta run out of the way of.
The smithy's flame is too low. Try to fan it somehow.
So what you want to do here, what we're going to do is we're going to fan it by jumping on top of it, and that's going to activate the fire pit. We're going to light our sword on fire, and then immediately run to the fire pit in the corner here, because the boss, spoiler alert, setting our sword on fire is also going to activate the smithy, as has done for all the other smithies so far. And the battle's going to take place down here, not up there. So it's going to be much more convenient if we have a fire pit in the corner that we don't have to run all the way back up there to get. So, let's fan the flame. Light up our sword. Tempting as it may be to hit him, ignore it. You just want to light this thing up in the corner, then hit him. Also, if he does that axe attack where he hits the ground, you want to jump as soon as the axe hits the ground so he can't attack you like that. Otherwise, you will be knocked to your feet, and it's going to be really hard to get back up and avoid getting hit by him. Also, you can't get a cheese this boss by just doing this and hitting him as soon as he wakes up, as it were. It's pretty damn easy, honestly. Might be the easiest boss in the entire game. It's hard for me to make that call because they're all kind of easy to me, but that one's really, really easy. And there is the final essence that I've been teasing about all video.
The dragon's flame. Now you can add magical fire to your sword.
And triumphant music to commemorate having acquired all the dragon's essences. No longer do we have to go seeking out fire pits in order to equip our a fiery sword. Now, we can just pull out our sword, press F once, and there's our fire sword. Permanently within our grasp. But it's not as overpowered as you may think, because you gotta keep in mind, Dragon Wing, Dragon Spirit, Dragon Eye, Dragon Scale, Dragon Fire, all of which will be consistently required of us throughout this final phase of the game. And all of which will consistently drain our mana. And we're running kind of low on mana potions, so not the get out of jail free card you may think it is. But it also won't soft lock you because there are fire pits you can find if you look hard enough, so win-win, everybody wins. And yeah, that's it for us going to do for this episode. Next episode, we're going to head into the dark, spooky corridor that just opened up and see what secrets we can find waiting for us in there. But that'll be all for now, so thanks for watching. Stay tuned for next time. Hope to catch you all soon for the next episode of Dragon's Lair 3D Return to the Lair. Goodbye!